Yeah, I won one in 2014 when I was 17, nearly 18, and it was something I thought maybe that would come around quite often, and it hasn't worked out like that. So it's something that I'd absolutely love to win, and both for myself personally, but also for the lads that haven't been successful with the club for so many years. So it'd be fantastic for the club, for those lads, and obviously myself being able to contribute as much as I can towards that. So my younger brother, Patrick, he's 18. He's a halfback. My brother was a big player for us. My older brother, he's about 27 now, but he moved to Australia, which was a big loss for us. But all my family are involved. My mother was involved at some stage, or to some degree in the background, on the board or whatever else. And my father is secretary of the club, so we're all involved to a certain degree. Yeah, I've enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed it now. It feels like as if the Ireland has been a while ago now, but in the physical, we're still training away. We're training maybe 11 months of the year, but I suppose the physical and mental demands of the inter-county season, I've really enjoyed the break from that, and enjoyed maybe, I suppose, the intensity of the club commitment wouldn't be as high as the inter-county. So I've really enjoyed the last couple of months training with the club. Yeah, just overall as a player, I couldn't speak highly of it, but maybe for the game, it's quite different. Yeah, interesting. As a player, obviously, it's fantastic. But yeah, it's all about balance. Some people would be agreement that it should finish up in July, and some people maybe in August, September. But a balance maybe between the league finishing and maybe when the championship starts is one place where you can maybe improve on. I think there's only maybe 13 or 14 days there between the last league fixture and the first round of the championship. So maybe that's something that could be considered. But as a whole, as a player, I think it's fantastic for a player. It gives them an opportunity to, I suppose, get away for a couple of weeks if they can with their partner or their friends, but also, I suppose, commit fully to a club, which obviously they've got a lot from, and they can give a lot to. So, but as I said, for the game, maybe finding that balance, because it does seem as if the inter-county or the All-Ireland finals were so long ago now. So maybe just finding that balance. What that balance is, I'm not quite sure. Yeah, I don't know the details as of yet. I know we're going to Orlando at some stage, but at Christmas time it'd probably be, which I'm looking forward to, and get away for a couple of days myself somewhere else. So there is, I suppose, when the club finishes, there are only a couple of weeks where you do get an opportunity to go away. So it's about making use of that time, maybe in November, December time. So the celebrations obviously were great for a couple of days after the All-Ireland, and then we played the following weekend. So maybe 2 weeks later, or 14 days later, we played our first club game. So we kind of went straight back into it, but you know what, there was no harm. It was nice to get a couple of days off after the All-Ireland and then go back training with the club. And I think a lot of lads maybe needed that couple of days break, and a lot of them enjoyed going back to playing with their club, because as I said, the physical training wouldn't be as intense maybe as what the inter-county scene is like, and mentally it's not as tough either. I think quite opposite. I think it's important to maybe not think about it too much, and maybe just to switch off completely from hurling. I've found just to completely forget about hurling as much as I can when I'm not playing with Limerick, and just concentrate on the club. But of course, yeah, you do get, I suppose, much more opportunities to go out and celebrate your achievements over the year. But I suppose when you do have time away from Limerick, it's important just to completely switch off, and then when we do get back, you're mentally fresh and you're ready to, I suppose, commit and put everything in that basket. So I've enjoyed, I suppose, not even just thinking about Limerick and what we've done. I wouldn't, to be fair, busy with work at exams this year, which probably took my attention after Ireland, which I had to focus on a lot. So look, I enjoy coming out with a couple of lads as well, like all of us, but I do, as much as I can, try to get away. But as I said, the club scene goes on so long now till the end of October, hopefully, that there are only a couple of weeks to get an opportunity to maybe go away far for a week. But I suppose that's the consequence of maybe going so far with Limerick, is that your club scene or your club campaign goes on that bit longer than maybe other counties. But I'm not complaining. Yeah, Alan asked me a number of months ago now, at this stage when planning began to commence for it, but obviously I had to think about it, and did it fit into, I suppose, the schedule with the club, and did it fit into what I had planned maybe outside of hurling for the couple of weeks that we do have off in November, December. But all in all, I we're in a privileged position as inter-county players, and with that comes responsibility and influence. So it's something that I'm passionate about, maybe the climate, and that, look, it's an opportunity for me to use my position to leave a legacy in Kenya by providing or planting million trees and providing food and water to those affected by climate change. And I'm luckily enough, I have a sponsor in PwC, who are my employer, who have offered to sponsor me the full €10,000 to go over there. So it's in line with my values, but as well, it's in line with what PwC, in line with their values as well, thankfully. We were last senior in I could get this wrong now, on 2016, I'd say, or 2015. Went up senior in 2015. I think 2016, I think. Remember, to me, the division in Limerick is very close. We were very disappointed with how last year went, but even this year, all 8 teams in the competition are beating each other on different days. So the top 4 were through to 2 semi-finals, and we came second. So yeah, it's just a competition that all the teams are very close to one another and on the same level. So in that sense, it's a great competition, but a really tough one to win. It'll be interesting, yeah. It's exciting though, like Kilkenny have a new management team there. So it's exciting, and they all come with new different ideas and looking for ways maybe how they could, I suppose, improve their season, but also maybe how they can take us down to a certain extent. But yeah, it's exciting. It's come around quickly enough, and to be honest, I've enjoyed the break so far, but I'm also looking forward to maybe December, January, when we do get back training. And it's a challenge for us as well. Yeah, for sure, Raf. They beat us in the group game a number of weeks back on a poor evening. But as I said, it's so close. There's any team could beat each other on any given day, and it's whoever performs on the day. Now this weekend will come out on top, and as conditions worsen now, it brings those teams that bit closer. So it'll be interesting, exciting. And yeah, Newcastle West, they've done great work underage. They've been really good at hurling and at senior level and the football. So they're trying to balance both of those for the last number of months. And in fairness, they've done that really well. But yeah, it'll be a challenge for us. Yeah, so I believe they've done great work on it. So it'd be nice to get your first day out and a county final day on the new pitch. So hopefully it's in line to host those games in 3 weeks' time. I don't actually, Raf. I obviously keep an eye on the results on Twitter or whatever else, but I don't go to a whole lot of games. I've watched a lot of maybe keen Arsenal follower at the moment, so it's
at the moment.
Yeah, so I'm getting carried away at the moment following them, but I haven't got an opportunity to be honest to go away or to go to a couple of games. But I just find that when I'm not playing hurling, I think it's important to maybe just switch off, because you're doing it 11 months of the year. So when I'm not playing games, I try to tend to go away with my girlfriend for a night, or just spend time away from hurling as much as possible. Yeah, for sure. Both lads have been exceptional. From day one, from the first game in Cork, they've been excellent. Both on and off the field, to be fair to them, and 2 deserve the award. Obviously, one gets it, but I don't think either of them would begrudge whoever gets it. But yeah, it's great to see 2 defenders recognised. And yeah, best of luck to them. I'm delighted. I'm really delighted for both players, to be honest. Yeah, I've really enjoyed the club, to be honest. Unfortunately, I picked up an injury, which I've missed a couple of games. But when I have togged out, I've really enjoyed it. I've definitely noticed a big crowd from Bruff in particular that go to all our games, and I've even just noticed, John, in particular, that the underage in Limerick over the last couple of years has been thriving. The amount of kids that are playing the game now, and the amount of parents that are willing to get involved as a result, maybe the success of Limerick over the last couple of years, which is one, I suppose, huge benefit to the success of Limerick over the last couple of years. So definitely noticed the amount of numbers, but also particularly the kids that are playing and coming to games. Absolutely. And we're lucky in Limerick that we do have really great people involved that allow, I suppose, young lads coming into an academy like Limerick to get the best help they can and to be the best player they can, both on and off the field as well. I think a lot of emphasis has been on maybe just hasn't been on just succeeding and winning and winning and winning. I think a lot of us maybe turn to getting good lads and making sure that they're succeeding out the field. I know that at a senior level, John would place a particular emphasis in that. But yeah, there are plenty of opportunities for young lads now to go into academies and maybe play with Limerick in years to come. But also, I suppose, the setups that clubs have across Limerick now that maybe a couple of years ago wouldn't have had it is extraordinary. When you look at what maybe Glenroe, what they implemented the last couple of years with that AstroTurf, like I just noticed the last couple of weeks how much clubs have invested in their setup and their underage academy, which is great. Yeah, it was hugely influential. Hugely. We were one of the first groups to come through it, and again, luckily enough, we some really great people involved with us from under 14. Obviously, different people put up to minor and then 21. But yeah, just the habits, the way that you should carry yourself, the level of professionalism that you need to have to be the best player you possibly can. All those things we've learned at a young age, and then you look at, I suppose, your attitude to training and inside in the gym, all those things which at the time you wouldn't have taken much notice of, but I suppose they're habits that you take for granted now, and they're good habits, and that's the beauty of the academy, that it nurtures those habits in young lads from a very early age.